Welcome all for the continuation of plant kingdom. In the last class we studied about bryophytes. Under bryophytes we studied two groups, that is how the plant body in bryophytes. Recall, the plant body in bryophytes are two types. One is thalloid, another is leafy members. Leafy members, thalloid, dorsi-ventrally flattened structure is a thalloid in the case of Marchantia, in the case of liverworts. Thalloid, thallus, little complicated than the thallus of algae. Thalloid in the case of liverworts, Marchantia, that we finished complete the liverworts. Continuation is leafy members. Leafy members. Bryophyta members possess root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. Root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. So, second category are leafy members. Leafy members are called mosses. 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 Mosses are leafy members. Liverworts are thalloids. Liverworts, thalloids, mosses. Now next group, and this is first group, this is second group in the case of bryophytes, mosses. So what are mosses again? Mosses are leafy members. Possess leaf-like appendages, which are with leaf-like appendages. Are leafy members. This is thallus, first group, liverworts, second group, leafy members are mosses. So what are mosses? Mosses are with leaf-like appendages, very narrow stem-like structure upon which arise leaves, very close, small leaf-like structures like this. Whereas the first class, it is somewhat lobed structure like this. The thallus is somewhat lobed, and on the dorsal side, on one side we can see roots like this, on the opposite side we can see roots, rhizoids, root-like structures, rhizoid. Whereas here this is stem, these are the leaves, and very small root-like structures, the rhizoids. So what are mosses? Mosses are leafy members. Mosses are leafy members, are with leaf-like appendages. So what are bryophytes? Bryophytes are one which show alternation of generation. In the life cycle, two phases are seen. In the members in their life cycle show two phases, gametophyte phase and sporophyte phase. What is that? So life cycle is having a gametophyte phase, and another one is a sporophyte phase. Gametophyte phase and a sporophyte phase. That is, the gametophyte phase give rise to sporophyte phase, and the sporophyte phase give rise to gametophyte. So members show alternation of generation. Members show alternation of generation. So the thalloid, what we studied, is gametophyte. The leafy members, this plant is the gametophyte. So what we see in nature, the predominant plant body in the case of bryophytes is gametophyte. So the leafy appendage having this plant body in the case of mosses is a gametophyte. It is a gametophyte. Plant body in the case of mosses, in the case of bryophytes, dominant phase is a gametophyte. Gametophyte in the case of mosses consists of two stages. Gametophyte in the case of mosses, the plant body is gametophyte. In the case of mosses, it consists of two stages. One stage is called protonema stage, another stage is called leafy stage. So gametophytes show two stages. Mosses, plant body is gametophyte. In all bryophytes, plant body is gametophyte. Gametophyte shows two stages. One is known as protonema stage, another one is a leafy stage. What are these two stages? Protonema stage and leafy stage. First one, in bryophytes, what is that? I told gametophyte gives sporophyte. Sporophyte gives gametophyte. What is that? Gametophyte is the one which have the capacity to produce gametes. Sporophyte is the one which have the capacity to produce spores. What is it? Now gametophyte. What is that? Gametophyte. Have the capacity to produce gametes. Have the capacity to produce gametes. Gametophyte produce gametes. Male gametes, female gametes. Gametes fuse and results in the formation of a structure known as zygote. Zygote grows and become sporophyte. Zygote grows and becomes sporophyte. So the gametes produced are haploid. Two gametes fuse haploid resulting in the structure of zygote which is diploid. The sporophyte produced is diploid. So the gametophyte means what? Gamete producing one. The gametophyte produce gametes. Gametes, two, male and female, fuse resulting in the formation of a diploid structure zygote. Zygote grows and becomes sporophyte. So like this. This sporophyte undergo meiosis. Sporophyte undergo meiosis and produce spores which are haploid. Why? The process is meiosis. Sporophyte undergo meiosis and produce spores. So what is the ploidy of spores? Spores are haploid. These spores germinate and give rise to gametophyte. Like that. Gametophyte produce gametes which later changes into sporophyte. The zygote formed changes into sporophyte. Sporophyte then produce spores which on germination give rise to gametophyte. Like that. So in the case of bryophytes, we see two types of spore germination. Two types of spore germination. Spore germination are of two types. So what are spores? Spores are produced inside the sporophyte. Sporophyte is produced from the gametophyte. Gametophyte give rise to sporophyte. Sporophyte gives spores. Spores on germination give rise to gametophyte. Spores on germination give rise to gametophyte. Two types of spore germinations are seen. One is direct, another one is indirect. One is direct, another one is indirect. So what is direct? The spores germinate and give rise to the gametophyte is direct. So direct is seen in this case where thalloid, that is in the case of liverworts. So in liverworts, first case thalloid, I wrote thalloid member. First group of members are liverworts. In the case of liverworts, spores, imagine this is a spore, spore germinates and give rise to gametophyte. Spore germinate and give rise to gametophyte. So what is that? Germination is direct. In between them there is no intermediate any stage or phase. So spore, single spore. In the case of first one, liverworts, spore germinates and give rise to gametophyte. So the germination is direct. Now go for indirect. Like this. Spores on germination give rise to a structure, not directly the gametophyte. Spores on germination give rise to a structure which is like this. Imagine this is a spore on germination gives a structure like this. This is a structure, long structure, multicellular, long structure, multicellular, creeping, filamentous, multicellular, green colored one. A structure like this way it is produced. This structure is named as protonema. So like this, spores won't give directly the gametophyte on germination. Spores on germination give a stage known as protonema, that is this. So members of mosses in their gametophyte shows two stages. So that is first stage, protonema. So what is protonema? Spore germination in the case of mosses, spore germination in the case of mosses is indirect. Direct in the case of liverworts, indirect in the case of mosses. What is indirect? Spores on germination give rise to a structure known as protonema. What is protonema? Long thread-like filamentous creeps over the soil, creeping green structure known as protonema. From these protonema, certain buds grow like this. From these protonema, certain buds grow. These buds later detach. And give rise to a gametophyte. That is protonema. So moss gametophyte shows two stages. Protonema stage and leafy stage. So what is protonema stage? Before that, Bryophyta members show alternation of generation. Gametophyte phase show later changes into sporophyte or give rise to sporophyte. Sporophyte later give rise to gametophyte. Spore germination are of two types in Bryophyta, direct and indirect. First, direct in the case of liverworts. Spores on germination give rise to gametophyte. Indirect, spores on germination give rise to a stage known as protonema. Protonema produces buds. These buds later produce the gametophyte. So indirect, what is that? Spores, protonema, gametophyte. Whereas here, spores, gametophyte, direct. So spore germination in bryophytes are of two types, direct and indirect. Indirect in the case of mosses, spores, protonema, gametophyte. Spores, protonema, gametophyte. Spores on germination give protonema. Protonema produces buds. These buds later change into gametophyte. Buds later change into gametophyte. That is first one. Gametophyte shows two stages. First stage is protonema. Now second stage is leafy stage. Now, gametophyte in first case are produced from the protonema, which in turn are produced from the spores. Now, another case, protonema also produced from part of the plant other than spores. Protonema also produced from part of the plant other than spores. Not from spores, other than spores, not from spores. It may be produced from the roots, that is from the rhizoids here, rhizoids, stem or leaves. Or in few cases, protonema also formed from the injured part of the plant. So this is one type of protonema. This is another category. Protonema also formed from part of the plant other than spores. From injured part of the plant. It is called secondary protonema. Secondary protonema. I'll draw some. Imagine this is the secondary protonema. So this is the one which is produced from part of the plant other than spores, not from spores. It is one which is produced from stem, root or leaves. Stem like, root like or leaf like structures, or from the injured part of the plant is called secondary protonema. From this secondary protonema also lateral buds grow. From these secondary protonema also lateral buds grow, like this. Secondary protonema, small lateral buds grow. From this also lateral buds are grow. Lateral buds grow. These lateral buds are upright, slender, with spirally arranged leaves. With spirally arranged leaves, like this. Spirally arranged leaves. For example, imagine this is the case, like this. So from the secondary protonema, this is a protonema, this is entirely different, this is secondary protonema. From the secondary protonema, slender, upright, spirally arranged leaves, a structure grows like this, which is the lateral bud. Buds grow from the secondary protonema. Lateral buds grow from the secondary protonema, which are upright, slender, with spirally arranged leaves. These spirally arranged leaves is the leafy stage. These spirally arranged leaves is the leafy stage. Now this structure, the spirally arranged leaves, attached to the soil with the help of rhizoids. Attached to the soil with the help of rhizoids. See here, it is attached to the soil with the help of rhizoids, which are multicellular and branched. So these leafy appendage, leafy stage, leafy structure, the lateral bud attached to the soil with the help of multicellular branched rhizoids. These grow like this, and these possess the sex organs. Then what are these? These itself are gametophytes. These itself are the gametophytes. These possess the sex organs. That is leafy stage. Continuation again. Plant body in bryophytes are of two types, thalloid and leafy members. The leafy members are mosses. Moss gametophytes show two stages. First stage is protonema, another one is leafy stage. So protonema, gametophyte of mosses show two stages. Gametophyte, protonema stage and leafy stage. So what is protonema? Spores which come out from the sporophyte. Spores germinate and give rise to gametophyte. That is direct spore germination in the case of liverbirds. Indirect is in the case of mosses, whereas spores and germination give rise to a creeping, multicellular, filamentous, green structure, the protonema. Protonema produce buds. These buds later changes into gametophyte. Another group. Protonema also grows from part of the plant other than spores. From rhizoids, roots, stems, leaves, like that. Or also from the injured part of the plant. One type of protonema grows, which is called secondary protonema. This secondary protonema produces lateral buds, which are upright, slender, and with spirally arranged leaves, small with spiral. And this structure is attached to the soil with the help of multicellular branched rhizoids. And this itself is the leafy stage, the gametophyte. So this leafy stage itself is the gametophyte, which possesses the sex organs. Continuation of mosses. mosses reproduce? How mosses reproduce? Mosses reproduce by vegetative method, as well as by sexual method. Vegetative method as well as sexual. Vegetatively by fragmentation, and one more by the formation of buds on secondary protonema. So what are buds? Buds are the structures which, lateral buds are the structures which grow on secondary protonema. Buds attached to the soil with the help of rhizoids. Buds are the gametophytes which possess the sex organs. Yes, those buds produced on the secondary protonema. Fragmentation of the plant body. Fragmentation are the two methods of vegetative reproduction. Now coming to sexual reproduction. Members possess sex organs. Male sex organ is antheridium. And female sex organ is archegonium. So these sex organs are produced at the apex of leaves, apex of the stem. Sex organs, imagine this is the apex of stem. Somewhere here at the apex of the stem the sex organs are produced, antheridium and archegonium. These sex organs produce sex cells. Antherozoids and egg. Male sex organ produce antherozoid, female produce the female gamete, the egg. Antherozoids are the male gametes. Sex cells, nothing but gametes. These produce the sex cells, the gametes. Continuation, process of fertilization. Gametes fuse, resulting in the formation of a structure known as zygote. Gametes are haploid. The zygote produced is diploid. Zygote grows and give rise to sporophyte. Which is a diploid structure. The sporophyte in the case of mosses is differentiated into three parts. It is with the three parts: foot, seta and capsule. Now sexual reproduction. Gametophyte produce sex organs, sex cells. Fertilization, zygote grows and becomes sporophyte. Sporophyte is with the three parts: foot, seta and capsule. What is sporophyte? Now sporophyte is diploid. Some cells of this capsule all are now diploid. Some cells of the capsule undergo meiosis. And give rise to haploid spores. So we started where sex organs are produced. From what sex organs are produced? From the gametophyte. So the gametophyte bears the sex organs. All these. Now the spores are produced. These spores on germination give rise to again gametophyte. So gametophyte produces the sex organ, sexual reproduction. Gametophyte produces the sex organ, sex cells, fertilization, formation of zygote. Zygote give rise to sporophyte. Sporophyte is with the three parts. In that the capsule part undergo meiosis and produce haploid spores. These spores on germination give rise to gametophyte. So compared to liverworts, here the sporophyte is little complex, elaborate. elaborate. That is, we can use the word elaborate with more details, with the complex structure. So this is the structure, the sporophyte, which is complex with more elaborate one compared to liverworts. Now capsule after meiosis is with now spores. Capsule breaks and spores are dispersed. Spores are dispersed. The mechanism of spore dispersal is also elaborate compared to liverworts. Here the sporophyte structure is also elaborate, complex compared to liverworts, as well as the spore dispersal is also more elaborate. That is how the reproduction. How mosses reproduce? Mosses reproduce by two methods, vegetative and sexual. Vegetatively by fragmentation and by the formation of lateral buds on the secondary protonema. And how sexually? The plant body, what we see in the case of mosses or bryophyte, it is gametophyte. When it is gametophyte, it can produce gametes. That means gametes are produced inside the sex organs, antheridium and archegonium. Male sex cell, female sex cell. By the process of fertilization, a zygote is produced. Zygote later give rise to diploid sporophyte. Sporophyte in the case of mosses is elaborate compared to liverworts with more details, with more complex. That is a elaborate. It is with foot, seta and capsule. All these parts are now diploid only. Why? Sporophyte is diploid. Portion of the capsule undergo meiosis and give rise to haploid spores. Capsule at maturity bursts, opens and the spores are dispersed. These spores after dispersed fall on a suitable substratum, germinate and give rise to gametophyte. Members show alternation of generation. So that is mosses. So under mosses, second group of bryophytes, mosses. Moss plant body is gametophyte. Gametophyte shows two stages, protonema stage and leafy stage. Members show alternation of generation. Spore germination in bryophytes, direct, indirect. Direct in the case of liverworts. Spore on germination give rise to gametophyte. Indirect. Spores on germination give rise to protonema. Protonema later give rise to gametophyte. That is indirect in the case of mosses. So protonema is a green, creeping, multicellular, filamentous structure is protonema. Another type of protonema is secondary protonema. Grows from parts of the plant other than spores. That is either from rhizoids, stems or leaves or from injured part of the gametophyte. Secondary protonema. How it is? It is upright, slender with spirally arranged leaves which forms the leafy stage, which is attached to the soil with the help of multicellular branched rhizoids. Lateral buds, those are okay. These structures which bears the sex organs means those structures itself are the gametophytes. Mosses reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation and by buds on the secondary protonema. Sexually by sex cells. Sex cells fuse zygote. Zygote grows and becomes sporophyte. Sporophyte of mosses is elaborate with the foot, seta and capsule. The capsule portion of the capsule undergo meiosis and produce haploid spores. Dispersion of spores is also elaborate compared to liverworts. These spores on falling on a suitable substratum and on germination give rise to new gametophyte. Members show alternation of generation. examples for the class. For the class, that is for mosses. Polytrichum, Funaria sphagnum are few examples for this. For liverbirds, example is Marchantia. For mosses, Polytrichum, Funaria sphagnum. Continuation, economic importance of bryophytes. Economic importance of bryophytes. So, you studied in the earlier chapter lichens, a concept known as lichens. Yes, mosses along with the lichens are the first group of plants which can grow, which can colonize, multiply on rocks. So, mosses are the first group of plants. Along with the lichens, these can grow on rocks, on the surface of rocks. Mosses along with the lichens are the first group of plants which can grow on rocks. These have the capacity to grow on rocks. So, these play an important role in plant succession. These play an important role. Mosses play an important role in plant succession. What is that? When these members, mosses and lichens, grow on rocks, they decompose rock. They break rocks. They decompose means they break rocks. When the rocks are broken, that substratum is not suitable for the growth of lichens as well as mosses. The substratum when the rocks are broken, a soil is produced which is unsuitable for the growth of mosses as well as lichens. But that soil is suitable for the growth of higher plants. So, these members have the capacity to grow on rocks. When they grow on rock, they decompose rock and produce soil which is unsuitable for their growth but suitable for the growth of higher plants. Yes. So, these decompose rock and make soil which is unsuitable for their growth. Their growth, they need rocks. So, this soil is unsuitable for the growth of mosses as well as lichens but suitable for the growth of higher plants. Imagine a big rock. Imagine a rock. On this rock there are some mosses. Initially they grow. Now the rocks are changed into soil. Now the rocks are decomposed. Rocks are decomposed by mosses and now there is soil. And in this soil the mosses cannot grow. Mosses cannot grow. Now rocks, imagine this is the rock. Now this rock is changed by mosses into soil and this soil mosses cannot grow, but in this soil higher plants can grow. On this soil the higher plants can grow. Imagine in a rocky area, initially mosses grow, then the entire area changes into soil. In that area mosses cannot grow. Now in that soily area some small plants can grow. Higher group of plants, higher than bryophytes, they grow. After many years they die. Still higher group of plants grow. So successively different group of plants colonize, come and occupy that area. and that area, rocky area, slowly after many years changes into a forest is called plant succession. Successively different group of plants occupy a area and change the area, that is rocky area, into a forest is known as plant succession. So what is that? These play an important role. Mosses and lichens play an important role in plant succession. Means a particular area, rocky area, is slowly changed into forest. That is, when these members grow on rocks, they decompose rocks. Rocks, when decomposed, it is changed into soil. The soil is suitable for the growth of higher plants. So rocky area slowly replaced by higher plants slowly after many years is called plant succession. So first two economic importance are, along with the lichens, these are the first group of plants. First group of plants which can grow, which can accumulate, which can colonize on rocks. Play an important role in plant succession. Which one? Mosses play an important role in plant succession. Continuation. Mosses are used as food for mammals. Few mammals. Mosses are food for mammals, birds and other animals. Mosses are used as food. Followed by one of the member of moss is sphagnum. From sphagnum, a substance like peat is produced. A substance known as peat. So sphagnum is called peat moss. This peat produced from the sphagnum can be used as fuel, can be used as manure. So peat is a substance which is produced from sphagnum moss, which can be used as fuel as well as manure. So from the sphagnum, a material known as peat is produced, which can be used as manure as well as fuel. This sphagnum is having water holding capacity. When water comes contact with the sphagnum, it absorbs water and retains. So member is having a water holding capacity. Because of this water holding capacity, it is used in packing materials. Water holding capacity, it is used in packing materials. Which gives a cushion like soft cover to the material. Material is inside, material is covered by this soft material, that is sphagnum. Sphagnum is having water holding capacity, hence it is used as a packing material and is used in transport of living organisms. Living organisms are packed by using sphagnum. Sphagnum is having water holding capacity which behaves like cushion like to the outer side of the living organism. So living organisms can be transported from one place to another place by packing them using sphagnum. So water holding capacity is helpful to make packing materials. These packing materials are used in transshipment, that is in transshipment of living organisms. One more. When they grow, thalloid structures, when they grow, they spread very fast and produce mat-like structure on the soil. Mat-like structure. So the mats, that is the dense mat-like structures produced from the thalloids of bryophytes, the dense mats prevents the direct impact of falling rain. Direct impact of falling rain. So mat-like structures, when they grow on the soil, they prevent the direct impact of falling rain on the soil. Thus helps in preventing soil erosion. Thus helps in preventing soil erosion. Yes, these are 5 economic importance in short. See, that is, first one is, along with the lichens, these are the first group of plants to colonize on rock. Since they can colonize on rock, those play an important role in plant succession or food. Sphagnum, 2 importance, peat, manure as well as fuel. Second one, water holding capacity makes it suitable packing material to transport living organisms. When they grow on soil, they grow in the form of thick mats which prevent the direct impact of falling rain on the soil. Like that, they prevent the rain to fall directly on the soil. In between soil, upon the surface of the soil, these thick mats, water falls on the mats, thus prevents soil erosion. So that is the end of bryophytes. Thank you.